Today on this podcast, I have an interesting personality. She's a business coach, CEO of On the Verge. It's a mission to empower women and provide coaching and mentoring. She's a life coach and works on mental fitness, team building, and so many other things. I'm happy to welcome Ilyse Craft. Ilyse, thank you for joining me on this platform.
Hi, thank you so much for asking me to come on. I'm so excited.
I really appreciate that. Ilyse, people who don't know you, tell us about yourself.
Okay, that's such a great question because I'm going to be 60 this year, and so how do you take your life and put it in like a soundbite, right? I am a corporate dropout, and I decided a bunch of years ago that I wanted a different life, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just decided that there was something more. And I started on a path of building a runway. And then the universe decided that I knew that I wasn't going to take the leap. So I got fired, which was such a blessing. And the leap happened. And so I now help other people that are on that verge. It's like standing on the edge of a pool and you're going to jump and you're going to jump and you're going to jump, but you don't jump. And
Yeah.
so I help people jump. And it's such a joy because I know that feeling so intimately being on the, and that's the name of my company is On the Verge, because I know that feeling so deeply when you want something so much, but you can't get yourself to do it. And then you do it and you're like, why didn't I do that?
Yes. Yeah.
And people can relate to that so much because it's a feeling. It's not logical. It's not logical.
True. True.
So,
Yeah. So, what was the motivation behind it? How, like, I have to help others, and especially you inspire others, especially women, so much. So,
yeah.
what makes you to?
Yeah. So, well, what going back, I had a health issue. And I think for a lot of people, there's this moment in your life where something happens. And I really do believe that you don't have to wait for that moment. And I think for a lot of people, the pandemic kind of opened that door and it rattled a lot of people. But then people went back to complacency where it's like, all right, well, but for me, it really woke me up where that's it. I'm not gonna. And I was in the fashion industry and I spent 30 years with women. So I have this love in my heart to really help women work through these blocks of wanting so much more and being in line, in alignment with what's true inside, matching the life that they're living.
Yeah. You are inspiring so many people, but who inspires you? Are you inspired by someone?
You know what? And this this might sound like, God, you're full of yourself, but the truth is, I help people become full of themselves and become their greatest inspiration. And yes, my mother inspires me, and there's a lot of people in the world that inspire me. But the truth is, I want to get to the end of my life and go, fuck, I lived a life that I inspired myself for fuck's sake. Like, sorry, but this is just how it comes out, right? Like, I want to blow my own hair back.
Mm.
Like, I want to live a life that I get to the end and go, geez, like I friggin' did it.
Yeah.
And that makes me get up in the morning and go, all right, what am I going to do today? Like, how am I going to live this day that's going to feel, that's how I want to live my life because we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know how long we're going to get. We don't know.
That's true. Very true. Yeah, at least I ask these questions to everyone who joins me on this platform. And when was the first step you have taken which changed your life? People tells me, oh, it was 6 months ago or 10 years ago. But when you look back and say, I'm glad I did it.
It was literally, it's so clear in my mind. I was sitting on the edge of my bed and it was in 2018 Like one of the, I mean, there were many first steps, like I took a first step this morning. I friggin' woke up, right? Like there's many first steps, but one of the big first steps was after a hard time in 2018, and I was on the edge of my bed with a like this, pad and pen,
Yeah.
and I wrote down, I'm going to, like I will have a body that I love to live in. I will have a business that I love. I will speak the way I love. Like this is what my life will be. I don't know how.
Mm,
I don't know how this is going to happen, but this is what I will. This is my life. And I put it down. I was, sobbing like by myself.
mm,
This is what will be. This will be my life. I
mm,
don't know how. And then I started this process of every day checking in with myself, like, why am I eating this food? I don't even like this food. Why am I doing burpees? I don't even like burpees. Why am I doing things that I don't like to do? What if I did things that I liked doing? What
mm.
would my life be if I did things that I like doing?
Yeah.
Why don't I try that? I've been doing all these things that I don't like doing, and I don't have a life that I like.
Mm,
Why don't I try doing things that I like doing and see what happens? And really getting the courage to do that, and
yeah.
my life changed.
Yeah. But during this time, let's say last 4 years or so, right? And you was trying to change and turn around your life. What challenges and obstacles you faced during this period?
A lot, I mean, people thought I was crazy,
Mm,
like, "All right, well, yeah, you do you." I mean, look, everything you do works out, but people in my life, I've always been successful, always, my whole life, just haven't been happily successful. I've been successful. That's not the issue.
yeah.
And so like, okay, like you'll do good. But so very lonely. It's been a lonely journey of finding other people like me. So
Mm,
I've had to like look around. Who's in this world that's kind of like me? Are you like me? Like
yeah.
so to surround myself with other people that are like to find others
Yeah. And so
that
how did you find this community? You have a big community now, right? And you pushing it and helping so many. How did you create that community? What's the secret behind it?
yeah, I showed up and I just started to, I mean, if you read my LinkedIn posts, they're everyday language, everyday conversations. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
I just showed up in the truth.
Yeah. And it has to be consistent, right? You have to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not every single day.
Mm,
And because that's exhausting, that's not healthy,
mm,
but it's consistent enough
yeah.
and it's the truth and people feel the truth.
Yeah. And that's great message. Yes, I agree with that. Earlier you said that lots of us on that verge and someone has to just push them and say do it. So what message you give to someone who wants to change their life, whether it's in business, entrepreneurship, and they are reluctant to take that step? What would
Yeah.
you say to that person?
Truly find someone, and sometimes it's not your mother, brother, sister, or friend because they're too close. They're emotionally charged in your life. And that's why people have mentors and coaches because they love you, they care about you, but they're not emotionally charged. And they can hold the vision for you and with you and walk with you. And that's huge because I had a coach and, she saw for me what I couldn't see myself. And so she was with me. I was with her for 9 months and she
Mm.
really helped me change my life.
Yeah, no, I believe in this. Like you always need a mentor and a coach to just take you to that next level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about your organization. Like you're a fitness coach. Like you're doing so many things. How you get the time for all these things?
Yeah.
First of all.
So, you know what? I don't do busy work. I just don't. I do the things that are important, and I have a team, so I have people that help me, and I only do the things that are important, and it's not that hard. I take very good care of myself because that's really important, and I streamline to the most important things, and, that's how I run my business.
Yeah.
So, like, this week, you're the only appointment that I had this week. I took this week off, and just said to my clients, I need a week," and they were like, "Yeah, sure." I decided that last week that I just needed the week to just decompress.
Mm.
And so you were the only thing that I did this week. Now I post? I posted a couple of times on social media, but I just needed a week. I could feel it. I could feel it inside that I just needed to
Correct.
decompress.
Yeah, correct. Okay, and this is for my audience. If someone wants to join you and your program, right,
Yeah,
and manifest and change their life, what they should do? Is there any link for that? Because I'm going to put below in
yeah. The best thing to do, 2 things. One is to go to ElyseCraft.com because they can, read about what I offer. Follow me on LinkedIn. That is my main place to be. And that's the best thing is to just get in touch, to follow and to connect and to see whether or not we feel like a good, because that's so important, and then to just get in touch, to have a 15-minute call. It doesn't cost anything, and when you sit across from someone, whether or not, for the good of both people, it's the best way
No,
to
I think it's great. And I don't know why so many people are reluctant. Even you say the word free, right? And people think, oh, I don't know, I should contact this or I should go for that program. And I always say, if someone's saying to you, I'm going to give you advice, you take it or not, it's up to you. But it's
yeah.
right. Just go and talk.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point. It takes a lot of courage for somebody to reach out. I have felt this way. There's somebody, like, let's say I was interested in working with you and it's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna say it's like 500 or 50,000." And then you don't want to get on the call because you're like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm walking into like a bad situation." So people are hesitant to even open the door. And you have to remember, you're always in control. If I open the door with you and then I find out that you're $50,000 and you're like, "Oh my God," you say, "Thank you so much for your time. It was so nice meeting you. I really appreciate it." A- You're out of my range, but I really appreciate it. It was such a pleasure meeting you. The end. So what? Right? It's 15 minutes of your life and my life. Nobody got hurt, right?
Correct.
So, I have so many amazing free resources and trainings, and just being like, it's such a great, whenever you're attracted to somebody and you want to know whether or not they may be your match, lean in. Give yourself that gift, lean in. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. You're saying to yourself, "I'm worth being with this person. I'm worth it." Because what the other thing you're saying is, "I'm not worth it. I'm not." We're humans. We're on this planet together. Why is anybody better than someone else? You're not.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it is. Thank you so much. It's a short discussion, but I believe that it will bring some results to my audience. And thank you so much once again. I really appreciate for your time.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. I love it.
Thank you.